Hello and welcome back to Retro 70s Kid. And hello studio audience!
And hello!
Yay! Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having us!
Now tonight, a part of my eclectic taste in vintage toy collecting are dolls' houses, strangely enough. But I don't look at them as dolls' houses, I look at them as vintage representations of the way we used to live, basically. And I have, this is my first one. This is a vintage Marx tin lithograph doll's house.
Wow.
What's lithograph, Gav?
What is lithograph, Gav?
Lithograph is the painting and the designs, what they've done on the interior.
I see.
So this was, I don't have a actual year, but it is from the 50s. It was probably produced into the 60s. It's a ranch house suburban. And starting on the outside, this is not in great condition. It's missing its chimney, and at the side here, the patio did come with a blue tin awning with legs, but I didn't get that, so I made my own out of just red cardboard.
You did well.
Thank you very much, because I needed to have a roof. I just didn't want a driveway.
The lanai.
So the lanai. It's a lanai. Very good, Sal.
Thank you.
This is the lanai. Oh, the lanais don't actually have a cover, but it's still, that's very, very good. And you've got all the detailed work on the outside with the painted plants. Because after the war, all the tin factories needed some more products they could sell, and apart from, they did a lot of tin stuff, tin toys, cars and other toys and dolls houses, and that's where the old tinfoil Christmas tree came from.
Right.
Was from that.
Okay.
Needing to find other things to do in the 40s and the 50s.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll go on to the inside. Now, I got this at an antique store, years ago now, and I didn't pay too much for it. And it came with this lot of furniture here. This is kind of like the furniture that it would actually come with, which would be the Marx furniture. But this isn't all Marx, like that's a 70s fridge, obviously. But this sort of stuff was Marx stuff. And I think these are like cheap reproductions of the Marx, especially this one, because it's so, look how bendy that is. Very cheap and bendy. And I think this would have come in like a little bag in like a dollar store, this sort of furniture. But this is what I got with it, and I didn't really like it, so that's why I've got it filled with all this other furniture. Now most of it is all from the era, 50s, probably some 60s. We've got blue box furniture. There's some Marx, which is Marx. And there's some others I can't remember the name of. I have looked it up years ago, but I've forgotten. But yes, we're just doing the interior. I'll just move this. I made this Christmas tree to try and look like a vintage tin Christmas tree. It's an old sewing machine. That's actually a reproduction. That's not that old. And same as the old radiogram, the old record player. That's a reproduction, but everything else is of the period. Most of this is, the kitchen is Marx, and the dining set is blue box. And just the patio. I added the palm trees, of course. And the figures didn't come with it. The figures are actually, I think they're O-scale train set figures. Because the Marx ones were just too expensive to get. And in the bedroom, that darkening there, that's a washer dryer. Just so you know what that is. You can't actually tell. And the bedroom set, it's a blue box bedroom set. I think that's a Marx crib at the back. And have a look at this beautiful little bureau. It opens up and there are little letters in there.
It's lovely. Is this a sewing machine in the other
That's a little sewing machine, yeah. It's a little vintage sewing machine. They're just from Japan, reproductions.
Vintage sewing machine.
Worth a bit of money now. And like I've added a fireplace over the picture of the fireplace. Like I didn't want to take all the furniture out and show you. It just takes too long to put it back.
It's another little world in there, isn't it?
It's another little world. Yeah. And because I've always had a fascination for mid-century houses and furniture and design, and since I can't afford to have homes full of different eras of beautiful vintage furniture. Well, I still kind of can, but I can have it all in miniature. And I've got, how many have I got altogether? There's this one, I'm doing another one coming up next in a minute. Then I have a blue box dollhouse from the late 60s. Then there's a Fisher Price from 1978, which is before they went completely preschool. And there's also a 70s Lumbee and a 2009 Lumbee. And I've also got a giant furniture size handmade dollhouse upstairs full of vintage furniture, which that'll be another show, which we'll have to go up into the toy room and do a show on that up there because it's too big to carry down. I can't do it. So yeah, this is the beautiful Marx ranch house, full of beautiful furniture and accessories. Actually, could you just go into the lounge room again? Up the back here, this lamp, this light. This twin lamp and this coffee table I made those. Didn't actually buy them.
The lamps?
The lamps and that kidney-shaped coffee table.
Fantastic.
So yeah. Now also, I showed you that. I've got some, these are very old, probably 50s. The original boxes the blue box furniture originally came in. Look at the art, I love the artwork on it. This is the drawing room and the kitchen. Now most of these pieces I've got in other houses, including this one. But yeah, this is how you used to buy them. You just, well, look at that lounge. Look at that.
I love vintage furniture.
That wing lounge. So, as I said, these were full, but I've used them in other homes. But I wanted to show you the boxes, and they're in really good condition. And I'm going to show you those next. So yeah, let's do another swivel. The 1950s blue, oh, sorry Christmas tree, blue box ranch house suburban. There actually was another one which I actually preferred, but I've never seen it here in Australia. It was very similar, but this end here, it came into an L shape, and there's a kitchen area and a larger lounge area, and with a servery, like shelves you can actually go through. And that would be lovely. That's what I actually originally wanted, but when I saw this, I thought, with cheap enough, I'll get it. So I did. Now, coming up is my late 60s Chad Valley. And welcome back. Now we've got dollhouse number 2, which is a late 60s, I don't have an exact date, but I know it's a late 60s Chad Valley dollhouse, which is actually English, it's from England. And how I got there, well, this is the second one. I did have one when I was 3 or 4, and I only got a doll's house because back when I was, throughout 1969, something like that, my father was a member of a golf club in Sydney, and they had a Christmas party every year with rides and presents and stuff. And we got a ticket to go to a tent for our age and get the appropriate present, which I got. Then at the end of the day, they had leftover presents. So they're just handing out presents willy-nilly. And I got a girl's present. You know, Dad's like, oh, it's a girl's present. You know, I don't think you'll want that. And I said, no, I want to open it. Yeah. And it was this.
Is that right? How old were you, sorry?
Oh, 3 or 4, about 4 maybe.
I love it.
Because I was really a bit too young to have this fragile furniture, which still was fragile back then. But to me, like to a young kid, this was a giant box of doll's house furniture, which I'd never seen before. And I loved it, and I played with it, just the furniture on its own. And then I think, because that was like in December, that Christmas party, I think for that Christmas, I got a doll's house, which was this exact one. And which I then, it wasn't really the right size for this doll's house, and I even knew that back then. But I just think I love this furniture. This is blue box furniture. This isn't all the furniture that came with it, because I got this brand new, and well, unopened, and I have opened it when I got it so I could use it and disperse it throughout some of the doll's houses, which you all see in other videos. But on the side it's got what the rooms are. Dolly's Dream House. So yeah, and then when I happened to see these again online, I thought, oh, I've got to get that. It's like, because I could remember right back then when I got it. So yeah, and then after a couple of years when I sort of grew up and I thought, oh, boys aren't supposed to have dolls' houses, and we gave it away or gave it to charity or something, but I did miss it. So I have it again, and Mum and Dad will probably remember this. And I got the house pretty much brand new in the box. That's the box. With gay printed metal. I could say a lot about that.
Easy to store.
I'm just going to leave it alone. That would be some kind of a printing firm.
It would be.
Easy to store, 4 rooms, no sharp edges. Easy to assemble. Well,
sharp edges.
That's why they stopped making these, because they were a hazard to kids. Kids would,
oh, is that right?
you know, that's not bad, but kids would lean on it and they would bend and out of shape, and if they fell on it, I guess it could cause damage. But you know, this was before we used to bubble wrap our children.
That's right.
So, and also inside the box, the instructions. So I've still got the instruction sheet, because it did come collapsed, and the original tissue paper that all the pieces came wrapped in. Look how aged that is. What, Sal?
I just love it. There's nothing ever gets wasted. No.
I can't throw this out. It comes with it. It's as important as the house.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So now let's have a look at it. Now, so this is pretty much brand new. Never been played with really, just displayed. And look at the colours on it. Now, my other one that you just saw, the ranch house, was very old, had rust spots, and I'd already scrubbed it to try and get it to come up.
Yeah.
This, look at the colours in this. I've added these plants, of course, but these lithographs, the pictures on them, the beautiful red roof, and the plants.
It was made really well, wasn't it?
Beautiful. And they are really strong.
Really strong.
Now, the furniture in this, Chad Valley didn't actually make their own brand of dollhouse furniture to go with this. It was just a doll's house, and I guess just to put other brands of doll's house furniture in it. So it was hard to try, and as I said, this size was just too small, and I eventually found the right size. I can't remember, all the dollhouse furniture has all these different sizes, and I just can't, just like Bratz dolls, I can't remember them all. But, sorry, just have to turn this around a bit. It's pretty much all vintage.
Wow.
The vintage bathroom set, and the bedroom set. That light is actually from a Bratz Kids play set, I think. And that's a Lego lamp. I cheated, but everything else is all, so I have to turn to see, is all vintage. And the kitchen, I'll show you what the kitchen came in that box. It's a Jeanette. I think it's German. I'm not sure. But this is another one I got just in a different colour and packaging. That's exactly the same as the kitchen in there, but I think the brighter orange really works. That's why I got the bright coloured furniture. I tried wood grain furniture and more realistic looking furniture, but the colours are so over the top.
Yeah.
The bright furniture just worked. That's why, yeah, the reds, the orange, oops, the red.
The orange is so 70s, isn't it?
And yes. And, sorry. This, I love this living room suite. That came in, it must be Spanish, Casamia. But that's what that whole set came in, but the
grand piano.
It's too small. Oh. It's just out of scale. So but that's the box that suite came in. And that, one of my favourite pieces is that 60s little coffee table there. I love that piece.
It's funny how you have a Christmas tree right there.
I have a Christmas tree. I didn't mention that because...
And the bitch sat there.
Even in my own home, wherever I've moved and I set up house, it's like, where's the Christmas tree going to go? Yeah. It's just a part of it. It just has to be. Every dollhouse I've got has its own Christmas tree.
Yeah.
For the right size. And I just thought that colour really suited it well. And now it's owned. The person who resides here, this is a 1960s Dolly Darling. I'll take her out. She was a very popular doll. She had all different names and styles and hobbies and sports and outfits, but she's very, very cute. She's from the 60s. And she's really the right height, perfect height for this sort of doll's house.
She's great.
But I also have, oh, she's fallen over. Perfect size for 2000s Polly Pockets. She's not going to stand up now, lay down
It
there.
looks like a cabbage patch or something at the end. Little cabbage patch. Is it a little boy or?
It's a little stuffed, it's a little stuffed toy. And see, if you didn't have the Dolly Darling, you could put Polly Pockets in it. And these are becoming really rare now to find them complete. I'm doing a whole show on Polly Pockets. Not the miniature ones, these sort. And this is one of the rare boys that have hair, real hair. Sorry, you just have to. And he only came with one lime green shoe, which goes with his hideous outfit. Because he only had one sandal, I decided to let the dogs chew it. And they're just little vintage ornament porcelain poodle dogs, which just fit in it perfectly. Doesn't matter that they're shiny. And this little pond here I made. I don't know if you can see it that well, but I made that. Glued every single little pebble on.
Did you?
Yep. I made one of my blue box doll's house as well. And that's a battleship from Monopoly, of course. So are there any other points to point out? So yeah, so for any small dolls, even brats would fit and work in this because it's so over the top.
I love the kitchen floor.
I love the kitchen
That
floor.
is so...
I love it all. The bathroom has the beautiful fish. Have you seen the fish on the walls? Fish and bubbles.
Oh, it does. I love the little girl's bedroom.
The little girl's bedroom.
Mine's
Yeah.
beautiful,
It's a
yeah.
very girly bedroom.
It is.
And I don't know if you saw the prints on the walls in the kitchen.
Oh, how sweet. How funky.
So this is beautiful.
And the curtains. They're
Yeah.
lovely. Oh, I like a little divider in the girl's room.
it just, yes, that actually is from a printables website where you can go and print out all doll's house stuff of all different scales and sizes. And that's the screen I printed out. And you can print out miniature board games like little Monopolies and stuff like that. Oh, anything you can print out and put in a doll's house. So that's it. That's my beautiful late 60s Chad Valley tin doll's house in beautiful condition with mostly vintage furniture of the era. Just some things I've added, like these are modern. I don't know where these are from, but it just sort of matched. These cactus are little erasers, which I got from the reject shop. And yeah, so that's it. That's coming up.
Looks like a very happy little abode.
It is. So they're the first two. As I said, there's more coming in this series of my vintage dollhouse collection from the Dollhouse Emporium upstairs, as everyone calls it, the Dollhouse Emporium. And thank you very much. I hope you found that interesting. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thank you for your likes and subscriptions and your comments. Who do I have to say hello to? Scrappy Fish. Hi Marilyn. Hi Trev. Hi
Nicholas.
Nicholas. Hi Nicholas. Maria.
Aaron.
Sue. Aaron.
No.
All these other lovely subscribers that watch me religiously.
Yeah.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. What you doing? What you doing? Come on.
Just
Do you want some
hanging.
dinner?
Taking my time.
Come on, do you want some dinner? Yes, okay, come on. Dinner time. Hello and welcome back to Retro 70s Kids. Start again.
Everyone.
Just keep it.
Penny.
Penny.
You can't be
I
on
think I
here
go
tonight,
Millie,
darling.
Millie,
You can't be on here tonight. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, this is the nice Penny. See, last time you saw the attack cat. This is the lovely Penny.
You sure?
Yeah.
Just wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hello.
Exactly.
And you're purring. And you're purring loudly. We're going to have to stop soon, but I thought if I fed you, you'd leave me alone. Mm?
It's called love, yeah.
Mm. There's plenty of people here you can sit on.
I'd love
You can
to
take
massage
your
you.
pick. You can take your pick, girl.
Good, I would love you.
No.
Come on.
What do we see here?
Boost his confidence.
Come on, you got to get up now. Come on, you got to get up.
Penny. Another cuddle, please.
Come on. Come on. Good girl. Hello and welcome back to Retro 70s Kid. And hello studio audience.
Hey, hello.
Thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you.
It's good to have other voices.
Kev?
Yes, sorry. Sorry, a few things have just come on.
It's falling. Need more blue tack on it. There's not enough blue tack.
My whole life is held together with blue tack. All right. Okay. Little trip. Blah, blah.
It's a nostalgia.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well said.
Don't egg me on, Sal.